Чем мне это убирать-то? То есть какой смысл? Вот я это, да. Ну да, да. Это плохо, потому что.
Exactly in a way that comes directly out of the way that you practice. You're not going to practice one way and then go out on the stage and have a performance that's completely different and
Здорово. Ну, это имеется в виду. Серьезно? Здорово. Я просто я говорю.
different and doesn't sound like your practice, they're going to match. And when I hear a student play, I can sit there and rattle off exactly what they have or have not done in practice, and it's sort of a, I don't know, I take a kind of delight in reading them, their pedigree. You know, in the practice room, you did this, you ignored this, you did this, and watch them go, yeah, I did. It's sort of funny, kind of mean thing to do. The point, however, is that a pianist's practice is really, really obvious in the performance. You immediately will know how that pianist practiced. Practice is rehearsal. I was just talking to a relative of mine who's very interested in piano music and knows a lot about pianists, and he said, supposedly, Shura Tchaikovsky, the Russian pianist, was asked why he performed so accurately, why his concerts were so accurate, and he said, well, I don't practice wrong notes. Now I was thinking about that snarky answer, and actually it's dead on. It's really dead on. How you practice will determine how you perform, and so if there are things that are neglected in your practicing, those will fall apart in performance, whether it's accuracy or harmonic knowledge or rhythmic control or anything else. Think of it this way. Think of a play, a dramatic production that one must rehearse and put on. You would never allow, if you were the director, the actors to get their lines mixed up in the rehearsal. You wouldn't let them recite the wrong lines, or say it with the wrong accent, or go out there in the scene with half the right costume and half the wrong costume. You know, you've got Hamlet's pants and Ophelia's dress on, you know, that doesn't make sense. All the sets have to be correct, and the lighting has to be correct. In other words, what we're trying to do when we rehearse is we're trying to piece together as soon as we possibly can a perfect version of this thing. We're trying to get all the parts in the right place, and only then do we repeat it to get good at it. Never repeat something unless you want to get good at it. And one of the problems with fast practicing is that because we're missing out on a lot of the problem solving that goes with slow practicing, we are repeating a messy, haphazard, chaotic, unstable version of the piece. Well, if you repeat it, you will perform that way. In fact, you'll have a hard time not performing it that way once you've repeated it a few times. So practice must be as close as possible a slow but perfect version of the final thing. I'll say it again. Practice should be a slow but perfect version of the final thing. Because once we repeat it, we are rehearsing it into our minds and making it permanent. We're putting it in concrete. So let's take a look at how this might work. I've got the Beethoven F minor Sonata, Opus 2, that a lot of people play, right here. And it's not a terribly difficult piece. I'm not going to go through the fingering and technical challenges and things. We'll save all that for another video. I just want to show what a productive practice session might look like. First of all, I'm going to do an impression of a student who loves Beethoven and is super excited about it and decides to practice. Obviously this is horrible. You hear that I'm rushing and I'm missing all kinds of notes and so on. And so why would I want to repeat that and rehearse that and get good at sounding like that? Of course I don't, right? And yet so many pianists will sit at the piano for a long time, for hours, doing things like that and internalizing bad playing. So instead, I'm going to admit that I have a problem being patient, and I'm going to turn to my little friend here, the metronome. And for this exercise, I've got it set to 80 to the quarter note. And that would sound like this.
It's a 7. Hey everyone, this is Josh with Josh Wright Piano TV. Tonight I'd like to present a concept that's very
Нет, нет, ну нет, ну да, типа того. Нет, надо, да, пройти просто все, типа этого. Эй, да сколько можно-то? Да что такое? Это что такое? Это что за блин? Что нахер? Блядь, не знаю, я не думаю, зачем? В чем дело-то? Нет, ну давай, ой, да вот это не надо. Ладно, хорошо.
lot of practice. I do a lot of free video tutorials on YouTube, and I have a lot of paid online video courses as well. So that takes up the majority of my time. But things I like to do outside of playing the piano is traveling with my family. We've been very fortunate because of piano to travel to many places in Europe. Some of my favorites were Iceland and Poland and Norway. It's just beautiful. I'm totally in love with Scandinavia, especially. I also really enjoy playing golf, and I also like weightlifting. A funny please meets me at Great Lakes Brewing Company. They have the best beers. And so we arrive, and he said, "What beer will you get?" For your tea. We're all 4 bases now. I can't possibly offend him anymore. And musical life with a teacher as a great memory and something I'll always cherish. It's that studying music is one of the great life lessons that I've learned through studying music is an extreme sense of gratitude. Not only is it amazing that we have access to play music as human beings, but to have access to the greatest minds in history right available at our fingertips. Now that we have the internet, we have music sites like imslp.org where you can find pretty much any score ever that has been published. The accessibility we have to amazing recordings of the greatest pianists in history ever since recording was available. It's just mind-blowing how many resources we have. So I have learned an extreme sense of gratitude through playing. I think we are so lucky to be able to play the music of our favorite composers each day and to really have so many resources to help us, even if you can't afford traditional lessons. That's why Paul and that's why I make all of these YouTube video tutorials to help people around the world and hopefully spread some of the knowledge that we've learned during our studies. So I hope that both of our efforts with spreading music can help each of you in your studies. My word of encouragement for anyone wanting to study piano is twofold. First of all, just enjoy the process. That is so important. Try not to get discouraged by comparing yourself. Never compare yourself to other people. You will always be able to find a young 6-year-old pianist that can play better than you on YouTube. I remember playing Opus 10 No. 2 and watching small 12 and 13-year-olds play it fluidly and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just absolutely terrible. However, that's a piece that is a work in progress for many pianists. That's one of the hardest Chopin etudes, and I think one of the hardest pieces in the piano repertoire. So just keep going. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process of working out the problems that you face in your playing. Don't give up. And the second thing that I would say is always find a moment in the music that you're most passionate about, the thing that fills you up with passion, the thing that inspires you, it's revelatory, and build your piece around that moment. That will be transmitted to the audience. If you love the music you're playing and you pour that emotion into it and you really refine it to such a degree, the audience will feel that. And that is what music is all about, is communication with others about the emotions you're experiencing and something that you want them to feel. I just would like to say a huge thank you to Paul Barton for painting my portrait. This is such a crazy, fun idea. I thought that we would maybe do some piano teaching collaboration, but this is way better. Totally creative on his part. I take no credit at all for any of this. Thank you so much, Paul, for making this video. This has been a fun collaboration. I would highly recommend each of you go over to both his YouTube piano teaching channel as well as his art channel and subscribe. I hope all of you have a great week. Good luck in your practice sessions.
I play the Bach Preludes and Fugues. Hi, I'm Paul Barton. In this video I play the Bach Preludes and Fugues Book 1 complete in an overhead keyboard view, which you can also follow with a score. Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier are two sets of Preludes and Fugues written in all 24 major and minor keys: C major, C minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, and so on. Regarding Content ID, Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier Book 1 was composed in 1722 and is a work in the public domain. The video and audio recording was made entirely by myself in my home on a Feurig 218 Concert 1 grand piano fitted with a 4th harmonic pedal. This piano's unique serial number is F10339 and can be seen here on the red iron frame. The featured score is also public domain and can be downloaded from the IMSLP music library from a link in the video information. Thanks for watching. The featured score and can be seen. Unique serial number is F with a 4th on. The video and audio recording was made entirely by myself in my home on a Feurig 218 Concert 1 grand piano fitted with a 4th harmonic pedal. This piano's unique serial number is F10000 Clavier 100. The featured library from a link in the video information. Thanks for watching.